All right, Mr. David, thank you so much for coming by today. I'm very excited to talk to you.
Glad to be here.
I mean, we've been talking for 30 minutes, it feels like already. Right. But tell me a little bit about yourself and what brought you to doing what you do today.
Well, I'm here local, live in Prairieville. I've been working at Louisiana Culinary Institute for 19 years now. Been the director for them for, I guess, about 17 years.
Oh, wow.
But I am an instructor. I do also do all of the purchasing for not only the culinary school, but our catering, bacon and fig events, and restaurant BRQ.
Oh, nice.
And so my plate is full.
Yeah.
all the time. But like I tell all the students, I'm a career changer. I was in law enforcement before I did this. I've always enjoyed cooking. The first meal that I ever cooked was I was 14 years old, and talked my mother into buying me a bottle of Burgundy because I wanted to make
beef
bourguignon.
Yeah.
That's right, Julia Childs. And so I made it. And of course, being 14 years old, I needed a cup of Burgundy. And what do you do with the rest of the bottle? Well, you drink it.
Yeah.
So as my mother said, I was pickled and the food was good.
Yeah.
So always had a passion for cooking, and told my wife, I want to draw my pension out and go to culinary school. And that's what I did. That was a little over 30 years ago, and I've enjoyed it ever since.
I love that.
It's been a fun ride. There's bumpy rides at times, but I've had more fun days than not fun days.
I was about to say you don't regret that decision.
No, not at all. Not at all. Still enjoy food. Still enjoy. I enjoy the business, the camaraderie that you have with not only your staff but other chefs in the industry, and it's a very tight network.
It is. I'm excited that you're here because I'm just now getting into what you do almost on a daily basis of like getting to help people and just like talking people through problems and like just teaching. And the way I look at it is I don't know everything, but I can tell you all the mistakes that I've made and how I fixed them. Yeah. Right. So that's how I teach. I'll tell you all the things that I messed up, and this is how I fixed them. It might not be the right way, might not be the best way, but it did fix the problem.
Right. That's what I tell the students. I said, I'm speaking from experience. So listen to this.
Yeah.
Save yourself some pain. But if you want to go through the pain, all right, that's fine.
If that's how you learn.
That's your choice.
Yeah. Because we were just talking about that. I like when people give me the solution, but sometimes a mistake is the best teacher.
Oh, absolutely. I believe that you learn more from your failures than you ever will from your successes.
You do. There's a lot of lessons in failures.
If you choose to learn.
And if you don't blame anybody.
Right.
Take the initiative to actually learn from it and grow from it.
Absolutely.
That's what those lessons are for.
And I've, all the dishes that I've ever made, I can honestly say that not every one of them came out great.
No.
But every time it came out bad, I knew why and I knew how to fix it.
You had to try. You had to experiment.
Exactly. Yeah.
You might have destroyed like a $100 piece of brisket or something, right? I've done that a lot. I went through a smoking phase where I was like, dude, I had to smoke everything, but to learn, you can't just smoke a small piece of meat. You have to smoke like a pretty decently sized piece of meat. There was a little bit of investment. But
go big or go home.
It was never bad. It was just not what I thought I could do.
Right.
And then once I kind of figured that out, and I kind of move on to other things. You brought up BRQ. Now that we're talking about barbecue, how is that related to LCI?
All owned by the same family.
Okay.
Keith and Sandy Rush, and their daughter and son-in-law, April and Charlie Ruffalo, are the owners of Louisiana Culinary Institute, Bacon and Fig Events, and BRQ Restaurant.
Yeah. That's very cool. I didn't know that.
And we're all kind of right there.
I knew about Bacon and Fig and BRQ, but I didn't know they had LCI too.
Yeah. LCI was first. LCI was first, and then BRQ came along, and then Bacon and Fig after that, I think.
All very good food, by the way. I was just talking about their pickles the other day.
We do a lot of pickles. We get in, what is it?
I was like, do you know the number?
360 pounds of pickling cucumbers every week.
360.
Yeah,
wow.
360 pounds every week. And we have a commissary crew, and they're making pickles every week. And then we go through
Is the commissary at the school or is it at the?
It's at Bacon and Fig, right? Connected to the school. Yeah. And potatoes, and we do all of our own. We make everything in-house.
You slice the chips too?
We just slice the chips. We make the fries. We do the pickles. We're making all of our sauces, all of our barbecue sauces, everything. We do 98% of everything that we're doing, we're making in-house.
Who makes that carrot cake?
We have a her name is Dominga, and she is the expert at making that carrot cake. 35 pounds that carrot cake weighs, and we cut it into 6 pieces. And
35 pounds.
35 pounds is what it weighs. It's a huge cake. It's definitely a conversation piece.
I get it.
And
I literally get it. Like that's what I get when I go.
Yeah. It's a good cake. And she just finished up. We're coming into Valentine's Day, tomorrow?
I was about to say, you have anything special?
So,
or does she have anything special?
Well, she's made 12 of those cakes.
Oh.
Getting ready for the weekend. For the specials over there, it's a ribeye or redfish. But it's a complete package. So I'm not exactly sure what it is.
Like a couple's kind of package, or
it's $60 per person. You get your choice of ribeye or redfish, and then it comes with sides and dessert. And I know the dessert is creme brulee that they're making, and whatever it is, it'll be good. And the regular menu's available too.
I like that. So do you have a lot of the students working over there? Is that how that kind of works?
Not at BRQ. We do have some of the students that are working Bacon and Fig because of the hours. Because during the day they're in school.
Okay, yeah.
So we have some students that are working through catering, and then they work events on the weekends through catering.
Is there like I told you, I have so many questions. Like I just love this because like I said, I didn't go to school for this, but it's so fascinating. There's it's like a format. Like it's like, this is what you do to be successful. And I could probably sit here and talk to you all day about that because I've had to make the mistakes on my own, but you could probably just tell me like, this is what you do, A, B, C, and D, just follow the syllabus basically. So. Yeah.
But then always have a plan because, I have a saying, and it's called Semper Gumby.
Yeah.
Forever flexible, because in this business, and every chef knows, there are times when you have to pivot, on a dime.
Like immediately.
Immediately, right then and there. So you have to have the mentality of, this is what I'm going to do, but if this doesn't work, I'm doing this. You have to have the plan B that you hope you don't have to use, but you're prepared to use it.
I call that a game plan, because the game plan has to include, if this fails, what are we going to do?
Exactly. The what if.
Because it at least reminds you that there is a chance of failure.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of rigid people out there who are like, well, this is how it has to go.
Right.
And you're like, whoa, dude, like that's not how it's going today.
Yeah.
Like we have to do something different. But that's what the part that I love the most. And I think we were just talking about that before, was it's always different and you're always thinking on your feet.
Yeah. Always. You have to think 3 and 4 steps ahead, always. And that right now is the biggest challenge, I think, with the students today is
thinking ahead.
You have to be able to think ahead, because back when I went to culinary school, I didn't have a cell phone.
Yeah.
Internet was there, but it wasn't as popular as today. So we were in books, so we had to think it all the way through. We had to plan it out. Now everything is at your fingertips, and you can even ask your phone, hey, do this for me, and it'll come up with the idea for you. And so the thought process of thinking ahead is for a lot of people it's just not a common thing.
Why do you think that is, besides the cell phone use and the distractions? And is it, because I've been trying to think about that. Like maybe it comes from like when I had to do research, I had like a pile of books in front of me and you're digging through things and you're like marking things. And now my phone will tell me.
Exactly. And I think I was reading an article the other day about this, and how the brain has changed due to social media and cell phone and AI and all that. We don't remember telephone numbers anymore. because
I'm impressed when
phone,
I do.
Yeah, the phone stores it. And so our brains is thinking, okay, the phone is storing it, so I don't have to do that anymore. And so it just quit doing it. I can still remember phone numbers from when I was a child.
Yeah.
But I can't remember my own two sons' phone number anymore.
That's crazy.
Even though it's in my phone, and I have to remember this, but I cannot, for whatever reason, cannot remember it because I just have to work on it.
I just thought
So
about
I'm
my
the
mom
victim
and
of this
dad's
too.
like first phone number ever. But you're right. I don't even know my wife's phone number. That's crazy. I could probably. It takes me a second. My kid knows it now though.
Yeah.
She knows my wife's telephone number or cell phone number, but I don't know it. I'm like, oh, because whenever we're like at Walgreens or something, you have to put the phone number in. I'm like, I know she has one.
Right.
But that's a lot of the things that I kind of deal with my staff too. My staff is very young. They're 18 to 25 mostly. And I remember being that age. I thought I knew everything. You couldn't tell me anything.
10 foot tall and bulletproof.
But now I'm starting to enjoy kind of helping them through like a lot of the problems that every 18 to 25-year-old has. Like you're like, because like when you get older, you're like, dude, that's nothing. But you can't tell them that. Like to them, it's everything.
Right.
So how can you guide them through without like talking down to them or belittling their feelings? And a lot of the times we talk about not thinking or seeing far enough in the future. They think like right here, like that's like right in front of their face. If it's right in front of their face, it's reality. But if it's like a week down the road, 2 weeks, like it's tough for them. Like putting your schedule in 2 weeks in advance, right? It's one of the rules that we have just because we want to make sure that we're fair to them. We respect their time. And that if you need anything, if it's important enough, you'll take off for it, right? But if it's like spur of the moment stuff, then it wasn't that important. But all of a sudden, when it's spur of the moment for you, now it's important for everybody.
Yeah.
So like that's why the 2 week rule exists. But you find a lot of them struggle to think far enough in advance, and I don't know how to teach that, to be honest.
I've been trying to figure that one out.
Okay, so you haven't figured it out either.
You're not the only one.
All right.
You're definitely not the only one. And, a lot of times I just have to tell them sometimes that your lack of preparation does not constitute an emergency on my part.
Yep, I say that a lot.
So
different words, but 100%, because it's always an emergency. I need my pay stubs. I was like right now? Like, this is the first I'm hearing about it, but all of a sudden this is life or death. And like, you're very upset about it right now. And all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. And you're like, did you not know you were going to get an apartment?
Hang on. The earth is not going to stop spinning right now because you don't have this.
Yeah. Or they'll come in for like, paperwork for food stamps or something. And you're like, you need this right now. Like, you do know, like, you can probably tell me or tell the managers and they'll take care of it. But all of a sudden you're coming in here all hot right now. You're like, and it's like the middle of a Friday rush or something. You're like, all right. Like,
you can't do anything with it until Monday. So it'll be okay.
But I enjoy being around those people because I wish somebody would have done that for me. I mean, I did have a lot of people that did this for me, which is why I think paying it forward is so important.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I love learning. I think knowledge is something that no one can take from you.
Nope.
But in order for knowledge to work, you have to pay it forward. Because there's a lot of people out there that want to know it.
Yeah.
And if you have that information, absolutely pay it forward. And I like not only learning what it is, but I like to learn why it is.
The what is not as important as the why to me. Because the why will help you figure out other things.
Absolutely.
The what just makes you do that one thing.
Right. And that's what I like about food. As much as I like cooking food, I want to know why do we eat this? Why is this food part of this culture?
Oh, yeah.
And how is this food in this culture related to this food in this culture over here? And I tell students all the time, there's nothing new under the sun.
No.
Everything that has been created will be recreated at some point. It's all on a wheel.
That's cyclical.
But you take Ethiopian cuisine and you got dorwat and sikwat, which is a curry, spicy curry, and then you have vindaloo over in India, which is a spicy curry. It's the same thing. It's the same food. It's just a different name. And when you see the relationship between foods and cultures, you can kind of piece it all together.
Yes.
And that it's how it's all connected.
I think it makes the food taste better. Remember we were talking about how like I'm not impressed by food. I am impressed by a good story.
Yes.
So if the food is good, the story is good, and I learned something, to me, that's the full experience. And obviously you have to be nice and like hospitable and like show care, like all those normal things. But those bits do it for me. My friends Rick and Needy, I butchered that one. Rick and Needy Patel, they do Spice Affair Supper Club, and it's all Indian food. And I'm not the most well-versed in Indian food. I know I like it,
Right.
but I don't know much about it. So my favorite thing when they cook for us is they explain where it came from, how they grew up with it. And it's like, whoa, like this is really cool. That's the stuff that I like. I mean, tell me it's lamb, tell me it's mutton, whatever it is, right? You can tell me what's in it. But what makes me more excited is you used to eat this when you were 3 years old and like you were sick and like your parents made it for you. You know, like those are the things that I like.
Right.
So what is your area besides being the director at LCI? You said you were an instructor. What do you teach?
Well,
A little bit of everything?
A little bit of everything. Now, my favorite classes to teach is charcuterie. So I love making sausages. So I love teaching them how to prepare different sausages, different cured meats, and pickles and stuff like that. And then from there, I love breakfast foods.
Oh yeah.
Because when you think about breakfast, people think, bacon, eggs, and, waffles and pancakes. And it's like, okay, that's an American breakfast. People eat different things all over the world. And one of my favorite breakfast dishes is actually shashuka, which is just basically it's a tomato stew with a poached egg in it. And
where is that
with
from?
pita bread from Israel.
I've never heard about that.
It is. Oh, it's fantastic.
Tell me a little bit more about that. Make my mouth water.
Go down to New Orleans where Alon Shai is and have him make shashuka for you.
Really?
I mean, it is absolutely fantastic. And it's just onions and peppers and tomatoes cooked down with spices, and then you crack an egg in it and cook the egg in it.
Yeah.
And then you eat it with pita bread, and it's just
that does sound amazing.
It's aromatic. It's got the acid from the tomato. It's got the richness from the egg. It's got everything going on that you want for it.
I can taste it already, to be honest with you.
So I like teaching breakfast, but I love teaching hospitality restaurant management because for me, I tell them, I said, this is such a fun class to teach because you have to learn how to talk to people. You have to learn how to communicate. And it's not, running a kitchen is not going in and saying, do it my way because that's the way I want it done. It's like, do it this way because this is the way I'm doing it. So we have fun. We have fun in the class. And I use a lot of different examples, just, how to communicate and how not to communicate. And then we, little role playing and say, okay, we're going to communicate, but we're not saying any words. So, we're just using body language and nonverbal cues and all of that. But you have to get this task done without using any words. How are you going to do it?
Oh, I love this game.
And so I've
never played it, but
we have a good time in the class, and I think learning should be fun. So we're a lot of laughing and excitement in the class. In the culinary classes, stocks and sauces. I love stocks and sauces because when I was in culinary school, two knuckleheads got a hold to a copy of the test. Well, the instructor, found out. he redid the test, and it was all essay form test. And it's like, oh my God, this is the worst test I've ever taken. It took us all about 4 hours to complete that test. Wow. And, but I knew stocks and sauces after that.
I'm sure after that.
And, but I like when you're teaching a student, I love when you're telling it to them and you can see it in their eyes and it clicks and you know they have it and they understand it. But I also like it when you're telling them something and they're like a deer in a headlight and do you understand? And they go, well, you need to tell your face that because your face is saying no. And, but it's just getting them across that finish line where they understand it. And you know, from then on, okay, you got it from here. Now let's move on to the next one. And I think that's what I enjoy about teaching the most.
I'm starting to get to that point too, because you get a lot of, I got it. And you're like, but you don't have it. Like
you don't.
The way I look at things is how I get better at things is I have to be able to teach it, but I can't teach something if I can't easily explain something.
Right.
So if I'm stumbling through it, my brain hasn't made the connections enough for me to be able to teach, because if I explain something to you one way and you don't get it, it's my job to figure out a different way to explain the exact same thing to you so you understand. Right. You know, maybe you're into cars or maybe you're into sports or whatever it is, right? Like, but you have to you have to connect enough dots for them to where they go, oh, I get it now. Right. And everyone's different and everyone learns a little bit differently. And I think that's a lot of the fun for me now is figuring out how I can get through to people. Because I do love that moment when they go, I was like, you get it now. And they're like, oh, I get it. Yeah. You know, because you can talk about it all day, but there's something about being able to walk somebody through, putting their hands on it, and then like guiding them through the process. Right. That a book or a video won't teach you. You know? Exactly. Like YouTube's killed it for so many people because everyone just watches a video and is like, I can do that. And like all of a sudden you're an expert because you watched a couple videos. So many people do that. And then as soon as you put their hands on it, that's when like they get really defensive and like attitudes start to come out. And you're like, because their perception of who they were versus the skill and ability that they have, it doesn't connect. And then you're like, dude, I got you. Like, let's do this again, right? Like make it, let's taste it. And then you tell me what you think about it. And then you're like, okay, well I can see like I can use more salt or I can use a little bit more of this. And then it's just, and then they go, oh, I get it. Cause like, they just see like, so for seasoning, just easy, like seasoning a burger, you know, like they just see someone do this. So they do this too. So like, it looks the same. Like working out, for instance, like I can watch a workout video, but like, I swear I'm doing the exact same thing they're doing, but body mechanics are different, right? My body is shaped differently. My bones are shaped differently. So like, I have to feel it a certain way, but if I just do it based on look, and then I tell myself I'm not getting the results, then you're like, but I'm doing it just like that. Yeah. And you're like, no, you're really not that. I'm doing it like that. I don't look like that. Yeah, right. Yeah. So that's a lot of the fun for me now. And do you find that like the students you have, like I feel like there should be more students going through the school now than there were probably 10, 15 years ago? I feel like there's so many people doing the culinary thing. It's so funny with education across the board, across the country, is that enrollment waxes and wanes, and I haven't figured out what causes it to peak and then hit the valley. But we're on the the incline now, and so classes are filling up, and which is great. But the student dynamic has changed over the years. I mean, 15 years ago, the students we had then were very passionate about food and all, and the ones we have today are just as passionate about food, but it's just a different dynamic. Their whole thought process and maybe it's because of social media and AI and everything else that has progressed, that has changed it. But there's so much more information at their fingertips. And I love this part. You can't
BS them anymore, because the information
They'll
is
fact
there.
check you right there,
and I tell the students all the time, I want you to play Stump the Chump with your instructor. I want you to play Stump the Chump with me, because I want to know what I don't know.
Yeah. Stump the Chump. I love that.
And I said, so ask 1,000 questions. I said,
I ask for feedback.
This is your education. The cost of it is X. The value of it is Y. And you're going to determine what Y is. And I want you to leave here with as much knowledge as you can fit into your brain. And because, get it.
You get out what you put in.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love that. So we're talking about the passionate part, and that's got me kind of intrigued. What do you mean it's different within the last 15 years? I'm sure you can go into a lot more detail.
Well, the students were, and probably not the right word to say, but seemed a little bit more mature. And they're a little bit older. Some may have been just out of high school, but just the maturity was a little bit more there. And I could see the change, because when video games were, Xbox and all this is coming out, we had students that wouldn't come to class because, they were in line getting the new Xbox game. I said, you skipped school to get a Batman game? Well, yeah, chef. I mean, it was going to sell fast. It's like, okay.
I remember
but the
sitting in
test
line
is
at
not
Walmart
on Batman. I'm just telling you that right now. Now the students seem like they're, and plus we had a lot of students that were kind of almost the same age. Now our student is just out of high school or just retired.
So it's
I mean it runs the gambit. I mean we've had students that 18 years old, just graduated high school, and we've had students that retired from the military as a full bird colonel, and they always wanted to go to culinary school, so now they had the time to do it. And I said, okay, come on.
That's on my bucket list too. I've always wanted to go to culinary school. I just can't find the time right now.
Well, we do leisure classes on the weekends.
Oh,
yeah. Just go to our website, and we have all these leisure classes you can sign up for. They last about 3 hours, and everything that you make, you take home with you, along with the recipes and the knowledge on how to prepare it, because you actually prepare it.
I just want to be in the same room as people who want to learn about food.
Yeah, absolutely. And those are always fun. They're always relaxed, and the instructors are walking you through it. We have students that are helping, that they get their hands on it, and so they get to help other people on things that they learn how to do. And so we try to get them involved with it as well.
That's how they learn.
Have a good time doing it.
Give me a couple of leisure classes that are available right now.
Well, it's full, but next weekend we have a Chinese takeout leisure class where they're going to be making, I think it's sesame chicken. They're making egg rolls from scratch and fried rice and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
We have, we just finished a croissant class, but now that one's a 5-hour class.
It takes a long time. There's a lot of laminating.
So did laminated dough ahead of time, the instructor did, and then they learned how to do laminated dough. So they not only took croissants home that they made, but they took dough home that they can make more croissants out of.
Oh, that's very cool.
It's Mardi Gras season, so last weekend they just finished a king cake class. And we have a steak night coming up where you're just going to learn how to cook different types of steak and stuff like that. So, I mean, it kind of runs everything from baking to breads. We do have a breads class coming up, which is always a popular
class
one.
Is probably.
Yeah. Sourdough class, which, we will make a sourdough starter. And then you'll take the sourdough starter home with you. And then you just keep it alive.
Yeah.
And we have one instructor, Chef Chris Nicosia. She has a sourdough starter that has to be about 15 years old now.
So that's so crazy when you hear about things like that.
Yeah, and you just keep it alive. And for our catering, we have 3 sourdough starters that they actually keep alive, and they have odd names for them. And, I had a sourdough starter, and I finally, just got tired of doing it, so I gave it away. And they said, "Well, what'd you name it?" Bob.
Yeah.
Just call it Bob.
I see them on like TikTok and stuff all the time, like people with their sourdough starters, and they got weird names for it, like John Doe or something, but Dough, like it's like something silly. And it's like, I didn't know it was a thing, but now that you said it, I was like, oh, I just thought it was them, but people name their sourdough.
They do.
I mean, you got to keep it alive. It's like a Furby.
Exactly. It's a living thing. I mean, it's and it changes as it grows. The flavor of it changes, and if you move, the flavor is going to change again because of whatever's in the air. And that's what I like about cooking and food and all. If you go to San Francisco and you get a sourdough starter there and you love the bread there and you bring it back over here and it's not going to taste like the bread over in San Francisco because the air is different over here. Different pollens in there, different yeast and all of that. And that's, it's just going to get translated into the food. Same thing with your whole attitude and everything gets translated into the food. If you're in a bad mood and you're cooking, it's not going to turn out nice. Yeah. If you're in a great mood and you're cooking, it's a greater chance it's going to turn out nice.
Yeah. It's a little bit better. You'll care a little bit more. My kid talks about like when my wife cooks, like she put a lot of love in this, and I was like, you can tell,
right.
You can tell when someone just doesn't care,
just throw it together.
Yeah. But for some reason, you're right. I don't know why you can taste it, but you can.
Exactly.
Like when a chef comes out and talks to you and, they tell you what they did and like they're passionate about like the ingredients they use and why they picked them. You're like, whoa, I know this is going to taste good now.
Right.
It's
all setting it up. And, you eat with your eyes first. And the smell of the food, if it smells good and it looks good, it's going to taste good. If it smells bad and it looks bad, you know what?
Walks like a duck, right?
That's right. And you may not enjoy it. Although I'm a big fan, and I grew up in the country, so I'm a big fan of chitlins. So they look bad, they smell bad, but to me they taste good. Yeah. And so I try to cook chitlins every semester for our Cajun Creole class, just to two reasons. Number one, my wife won't let me cook them at home. Yeah. And I want them to be able to experience it. If they want to try it, they can. If they don't want to, it's fine. We try to put very odd foods in front of the students. Last week, we went to the Asian market and picked up a bunch of ballots. And so we cooked balut for them to try. And if those who wanted to try it could try it. And I tell them, I said, the flavor of the liquid in it tastes like a really good chicken broth. And the egg tastes like an egg. Yeah. It just has a little bit of texture to it. Food is psychological. It is very psychological. And we tell the students, you're a culinarian. Get out of your comfort zone and try it. If you don't like it, you know why you don't like it. And I said, you can't use I don't like it because it's green. Do you like money? Money's green. So you can't use that excuse. And you're not 3 years old anymore. So try it. And what's the worst that can happen?
You don't like it, you spit it out, right? Yeah.
And I don't like stewed okra and tomatoes. Can't stand it. It's a metallic taste to me. But if I go to someone's house and that's what they're serving, I'm going to eat it because that's what you do.
I feel like it's a sign of respect.
I'm not going to make it. And, I eat okra and I eat tomatoes, just not together. So it said, get out of your comfort zone, try it, and you might like it. And I tell them the first time I ever tried a greenhorn tomato worm, it was on a dare. And my wife, we're out in the yard and I'm pulling up tomato plants and I see the bunch of leaves are gone. And there was about 5 worms on the plant. And I said, in some cultures, they eat these. Of course, she said, I dare you.
Oh, and you did it.
Okay.
You didn't even fry it or anything, did you?
No, just ate it raw. And so I'm thinking, okay, wait a minute. The tomato plant is in the nightshade family. It has a belladonna alkaloid. Nightshades, you can't eat the leaves, the stems, the flowers, only the fruit. The worm eats the leaves and the stems. So am I going to eat this worm and get a whopping dose of belladonna alkaloid and have a heart attack right here in front of my wife. And she's going to live the rest of her life regret daring me to eat this. Yeah. And that happened in a nanosecond. Popped his head off, threw it in my mouth, chewed it up. It had the texture of a gummy worm that had a liquid filled center that had the taste of the smell of fresh cut grass. Oh, so the first one I ate on a dare, second one I ate because I liked the first one. Oh. So I said, I'm not telling you to go out and eat greenhorn tomato worms, but there's a lot of things out there that's weird that you may find that you actually enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
be
love
adventurous.
I want to try new things because I want to say for the longest time, I wasn't adventurous when it comes to food, like growing up as a child, because like watching my parents eat like intestines and liver and like just anything and everything. They're from Vietnam, so like it's just normal. And like they would let me do like science projects and like cut open hearts and like look at the aorta and and then my dad would eat it. Like and then like every time he was like, oh, you're like, dude, I want to throw up, right? But now I'm like, wait, I like these things. Right. Like, I may not like to eat it in that form, but I can chop it up. I can put it in things.
Absolutely.
And I'm super cool with that. But I haven't gotten to the point where I can eat a full heart yet. But I will.
Well,
I don't know when. But I will do it if I need to. As in like, if someone's making it and I'll try it.
Right.
I guess it's respect, man. Like you put a lot of time and love into it, a lot of care. Like, what am I going to do? Like say gross? You're like, no, I'm going to try it. And I've been so surprised by the things that I've eaten in the last probably like 5 years, probably when I got really adventurous. And I'll eat anything now, anything. I accept bugs, but I've gotten to the point now where I told my kid that we are going to do it. I just don't know when we'll be in front of one,
Well, go down to New Orleans to the museum down there, and they have
crickets.
They have crickets.
Yeah, they put it on top of like cupcakes and stuff. Yeah, or cookies.
And put it in chocolate.
Yeah.
You put enough chocolate on anything, you can eat it.
Yeah,
so
it's not going to be bad.
It'd be fine.
It's hard to, I won't eat cockroaches though.
Yeah, okay, I'll draw the line.
Yeah. I was about to say those I want. Like a cricket, I'll probably eat a cricket. Maybe some worms, mealworms. I'll probably try some of those. I mean, they just look like breadcrumbs if you dry them out. So I mean, I'm okay with that. But a cockroach, for some reason, it's just I can't do it.
I was watching a video, and some guy over in Thailand, and he's eating boiled cow nose. And I'm thinking, okay, that's didn't know you could eat. Didn't really, I mean, never really thought about eating that. And he is sitting there enjoying it. And I'm thinking, man,
I wonder.
I want that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's going to taste like, but I think I could enjoy that.
Yeah.
And my wife is going, oh no, indeed.
Yeah. You're going to do that by yourself. Yeah. I won't be with you. I get that. Oh, I love trying new things though.
So my son, my oldest son, I would kind of wrangle him in to get adventurous with me. And we would try different things, hot peppers and stuff like that. And I finally decided one day, you know what, I'm going to get in a can of Surströmming from Sweden. And so I ordered it, it came in. And we tried it. I just want to see, is it as bad as you see on TV, or are they just are they playing it up?
Yeah.
It's as bad.
Yeah, I was about to.
It's pretty tough, but I tried it, and will I try it again? I don't know, but I can say that I have tried it, and it was all up in your face. And now I want to go to Iceland to try the fermented shark.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Just to say that I've had it, and then come back and tell the students that this is what it tasted like, and try and encourage them to, if you ever have the opportunity, try it. And
try everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Life's too short not to try.
No,
things.
You're right. No regrets.
Yeah, if I die and I only had like sandwiches all day, like come on.
Yeah, that was just a boring life.
It would be.
Yeah, although there are some good sandwiches.
I mean, you could probably sandwiches you can. How do you define a sandwich? Is it 2 slices of bread and something in the middle?
No, sandwich is the big argument.
What is a sandwich?
Because a hot dog technically is a sandwich. A pizza is just an open-faced sandwich.
Yeah.
So for me, a sandwich can come in many different forms, but what makes the sandwich is the bread.
Okay.
And nothing wrong with just plain old white bread. Sometimes that's what you need. But the bread makes the sandwich. I mean, you take a burger, just a regular, seeded burger bun, and it would be a good burger. But you put a sourdough bun on it, and it'll still be a good burger, but it'll have a different flavor because you have that flavor of the sourdough on it. So the bread makes the sandwich for me. I mean, the filling has a bit of a role to play, but the filling wouldn't be near as good if the bread wasn't what it was.
I agree. I agree with that one. Because when you take a bite of a sandwich, top and bottom, that's the first thing you taste.
Yeah, is the bread, right?
So it has to be good. If it's plain or if it's, I don't know, bread can be bland. No,
it can be.
It can be.
It can be.
But like if it's got no flavor to it, you're just like, this isn't fun, But I'll try anything. I love different types of bread. I love all bread, really.
Oh, I do too. I try to stay away from it as much as possible now. But if it's good bread, I mean, I'm going to have to eat it.
Bread and butter. Bread and salted butter.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Bread and salted butter is probably nothing better. Like, I don't care how fancy the restaurant is. I'll probably just keep getting bread and butter, Oh, man, I love it. French butter. I love French butter for some reason.
I like...
We've been talking about butters a lot lately.
Yeah,
my wife's
what is
family.
it? Kerrygold.
Kerrygold. Irish.
European butter. It's made. It's made with cultured cream, so it has a little bit more of a bite to it than compared to American sweet cream butter. And a lot of people say, well, there's no way you can tell the difference in it. Oh, make a biscuit out of Kerrygold and make a biscuit out of just regular butter here.
You can taste
there's
the
a
difference.
in it. On our way back from Houston, we stopped by a grocery chain over in Texas called HEB. And they're known for making butter tortillas. They make them fresh every day using butter instead of lard. So I had to stop and get them because everyone says, you got to get that. That's what they're known for. Oh, yeah, got it. And I will say that is a pretty good tortilla with butter in it. And it was worth the trip. I don't know that I would make a trip all the way over to Texas just to get those, but if I'm passing by one, I'll definitely going to. It's kind of like Buc-ee's. If you go by Buc-ee's, you got to stop by Buc-ee's.
Even just use the bathroom.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Always. I don't know why. And then every time I go in there, it's like so overwhelming.
I know.
It's so many people. And then like the smell of barbecues everywhere.
Right.
And you're like, oh. And then the kids always want like shirts and stuff. Like, how many Buc-ee shirts do you need? But we always end up getting some. And dude, what a good business model.
Well, and we talk about Buc-ee's and we talk about other restaurant stuff because another class that I teach is controlling food service costs.
Oh.
And I tell them, I say, it's great. If you can cook something and it tastes great, that is wonderful. But can you sell it?
Yeah.
And if you can sell it, can you sell it and make a profit? Because if you're not profitable, the business can't survive. You have to be profitable. And I was just, we're driving along and we see the Buc-ee's sign, and I just asked the question. I said, I wonder if when they first opened the first Buc-ee's in the 1980s, was this the idea? Did they know that it was just going to become this big of a thing here? Or did they just open it up thinking, we're going to be known as a specialty type convenience store right here? I would love to find the owner and just pick his brain about, what was the business model when you first started this? Is it everything that you thought it would be? And same thing with Cane's.
Yeah.
I mean, Cane's was a
school project.
And that was, almost labeled as, would never
failure,
make it.
Yeah.
And now look at it now. And it's like,
what is it, the fastest growing chain right now?
Probably so. I would think so. Chicken in a box, chicken on a bun.
Yeah.
Who would ever
it
think
works.
it works.
I was like, you can't mess that up.
I know. It absolutely works. Like, dadgum. Why couldn't I have thought about that?
I mean, the food is good, but I like how all the canes that you go into, like the staff.
It's all the same.
Yep.
It's all the same.
They're
Same thing
nice
like Chick-fil-A. It's all the same. And in this business, and not just this business, but every business, customer service is so important. And it's something that we're lacking today is customer service. And if you could teach customer service and work ethic, well, I would be retired on my own island.
Yeah, right. That was, I haven't figured that out, but I'll tell you what I do. Hospitality to me means everything, and hospitality is everywhere. It's not just for restaurants. It's not just for,
it's everything.
You know, like retail stores. It's, if you're an attorney, you need hospitality, right? If you're a doctor, they call it bedside manner probably.
Sure.
But hospitality, like how do you feel when you leave is how I've been defining it for people. And I find that I can't teach it, but I can bring it out in people.
Right.
And I wish I could teach it because it would be so much easier if I could. But you have to find the right people. You have to find the people who want to do this. And then you have to get it out of them somehow.
Right.
And it's like, it's slow. You can't just be like, this is what we do. Open the doors for people, right? It comes from a, like, I want to make people happy. Almost a people pleaser, but with boundaries, right? I'm not going to say like, let people walk all over you. But I personally love making people happy. You know, there's something about it that we talk about filling the cup. It fills my cup when someone's happy and I was able to be a part of it.
Exactly. It's very satisfying. And, you know, we try to teach that in hospitality, first thing you have to do is smile.
That's it.
If you don't know how to smile, learn how to smile. And, you know, and
how many times do you get that RBF comment and you're like, like,
exactly.
Like that's not an excuse.
Are you feeling okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Well, tell your face that because your face is saying a different story. It's learn how to smile and enjoy it because when you smile, it's contagious. Other people will smile back.
When you answer the phone, have a smile on because you can hear a smile.
You can hear it in the tone of their voice. Absolutely.
Even if you fake it, just do this and it just sounds different.
And there was a video that came out years ago. And it was all about hospitality. And the title of the video was Give 'Em the Pickle. And it was all about taking care of the customer and the customer's needs. And if the customer wanted it and they were willing to pay for it, give it to them. You know, give them the pickle, whatever the pickle is. You know, and it's all about making people leave your establishment wanting to come back. Looking forward to the next time that they return. And that's what it's all about. And I always say that if the service is great and the food was okay, I'm going back. But if the food was great and the service was terrible, I probably will never darken your door again. Because
I might DoorDash it.
I might DoorDash it. You're right.
But I won't go in.
But you know, service is the last impression that you get from a restaurant. It's the first impression and the last impression, and the last impression is the lasting impression.
It is.
So it's always smile when they come in, welcome them when they come in, thank them when they leave, and tell them I look forward to seeing you again. That's the last thing that they hear when they leave your restaurant, and they remember that. At least I do. I do for sure. So.
You were talking about psychology. There's a rule that we kind of adopted. It's called the peak in rule. There's 2 times in every experience that you'll remember. The highest point, it could be a good or a bad thing, and then the very end. Right. So like think about all the experiences you've had. You can't remember every single detail. You remember the biggest moment, and then you remember how it ended.
Right.
So how we adopt that is every experience or every guest that comes in, we have 2 chances to be memorable. Right. So if you missed it on the first one, let's say like you messed up their order, you still have another one, right? They're going to remember how you made them feel before you left. You know, it's not like, you know, apologizing profusely or, you know, comping food. It's, I get you. Like we made a mistake. Like you didn't come in here for that. Like you just talk to them like a normal person. And then because the reason I say talk to them like a normal person is because everyone feels like you need a script when you're waiting tables or you're serving and you're like, well, this is what you say when this happens. Like, no, you have to read the situation.
Right.
You know, like maybe they don't want a free dessert, you know, like
not everybody is going after the free food.
Yes.
And most people just want their problem acknowledged and taken care of. And so, yeah, you're right. You have to read the room. And one thing I tell in that HRM class is what's going to define you as a manager is not the problem.
Yeah.
It's how you handle it. That's how it's going to define you. And as a chef in the kitchen or a manager out on the floor or whatever, if something happens and you freak out,
oh God,
then everybody under you is going to have that same reaction.
That tension, that energy,
But if you just, gliding on the water, never let them see you sweat. And what they don't see is those feet just really going to town.
It's the second time we've used the duck analogy.
Right. And, in the restaurant, I put a bucket in the freezer. And
are you freezing people's keys in there?
No.
Okay. No pranks.
When things were kind of getting a little bit hectic in the kitchen, and instead of me saying what I wanted to say, because what I wanted to say was just going to throw fuel on the fire.
Yeah.
I go in the freezer and sit on my bucket, and just me and the good Lord, and I would think about what I needed to say, and a student asked me one time, says, well, why did you do the bucket? Why did you choose the freezer? I said, well, nobody wants to go in the freezer because it's cold. And you learn how to think really fast in a cold freezer. So they dubbed the freezer, they called it my office.
Yeah.
And then my office that's where he's just doing work. So the owners would come in and go, where's Chef Dave? He said, oh, he's in his office. Oh God, what's going on? So nothing. He said he just had to go in there because I would go in there if I had a big event coming up and I just needed to think it through how it needed to be done. I'd go in there because I'd
recenter yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And so I tell them in HRM, you need to get a bucket. You put a bucket in your freezer, and when things get rough, go in there and sit on that bucket and don't come out until you know exactly what you need to say. And I said, it'll happen. It will happen.
I like that.
So
we all have our different ways of figuring out problems.
Right.
I will get very quiet, and then you will usually go for a walk, and it's like around the building. So it's not, and then you get the movement gets all of a lot of that stress out. Right. So sometimes it's physical, right? You just got to start moving, and then things get better. And then as my blood starts flowing, I'm starting having better ideas. I'm like, all right, so this is what we're gonna do, right? I'm pretty proud about never having yelled at anybody in my career, in anger.
Yeah,
I do raise my voice a lot, very passionate. In the middle of a rush, like we got to talk loud,
right?
But in anger, it's never happened because this is how I think about it is if I let you make me do that, like I'm letting you control the person that I am. And like, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like,
you've got my goat. And once you've got my goat, you've got it. So
I don't want to I don't want to act out of character, but there's a lot of people that can push you to that point and you're like, no, we're not talking about this right now.
Right.
Like we'll talk about it after the rush or we'll talk about it after this or whatever it is. But it happens so often because if they're in a bad mood, they want everyone else to be in a bad mood. And you're like, dude,
I know.
Not right now.
Misery loves company. And that's the other thing we teach them, that you're the manager, you're the chef, you're, whatever, sous chef, whatever. You set the tone for your establishment.
You're in control.
If you come in a foul mood, then everybody's on edge. If you come in a good mood, then everybody's relaxed. And the other thing I tell them is when you leave, thank everybody. Thank them. Say good morning when you walk in or good afternoon, and thank them when you leave for their efforts. It may have been the worst night that you've ever experienced, and because everything just snowballed, but everybody tried their hardest.
Yeah.
Thank them for that effort. I said, that goes a long way. It
Thanks
really
for sticking
does
by
go,
me.
and it says a lot about you as a person and a manager and a leader, because you have to do that. And it's very important. And treat people the way you want to be treated.
Oh.
And talk to them the way you want to be spoken to. And I have worked under some chefs that,
oh yeah, I was about to say,
I have been called everything but a son of God.
20 years ago,
thrown at
it was
me
different.
and everything. So I learned how I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
You know, so you take something from it. That's not who I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
This is who I want to be. And
because you get to decide.
and then you model that
Mm-hmm.
that persona. And hopefully people will pick up on it, and maybe one day they'll say, you know what, this is the way I want to be, because this is the way one of my chefs was.
How do you teach that to your students? I know you can just tell them this, but how can you actually teach it to them?
You live it. You hold yourself to that standard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not my philosophy on being a chef is don't do as I say, do as I do. Mm-hmm. If garbage cans needed to be scrubbed out, I was right there with them, scrubbing them out.
Scrubbing out.
Mopping the floors, dishwashers backed up, I'm over there helping him. And you model the action that you expect everybody else to do. And you find that when you do that, people step in and they start doing it.
That's culture. It's
in the
set of
restaurant,
repeated behaviors.
Somebody told me, said, first time I ever met you, you were walking through the dining room, and you had a bag in your hand, and I didn't really know what it was, but it was a plunger, and you were going to go plunge a toilet, and you're the executive chef in there, and said, well, it needed to be done.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I didn't even know. It's the owner of the school, actually, and he said, that's the first time I ever saw you, and that was the impression that I got from you. Was you're willing to do whatever needs to be done. I said, well, that's how you're successful.
Yeah.
You don't pick and choose the things you want to do because you like them. You take the things that come along because it has to be done. Somebody has to do it, and all pays the same anyway. So what does it matter?
Yeah. You were talking about treating people the way that you want to be treated. I've lived that my entire life, the golden rule, right? Mm-hmm. Recently, I've kind of added to that. It's treat people how they want to be treated, because I have just learning about people, like love languages, or, like how people show love and how they accept love. I have to kind of think about those things, because if I treat you in the appreciation side of things, right? If I treat you the way that I want to be appreciated, it doesn't always land.
Yeah.
But to me, I think I'm giving it. So I'm like, dude, I'm appreciating you and blah, blah, blah. But really, a piece of candy would have done way more for you, because you're, like you want gifts or something.
Right.
Like that's your love language. So I'm trying to, but also the reason for that also is I'm trying to get to know my team better. Mm-hmm. And it's everybody, right? And my team could be anybody, Sure. It's not just like the people that work with me or for me, but anybody I come across, like you, for instance. Like I'm trying to figure out how can I show my appreciation for you, because one of my favorite metrics in life is like, how do your actions and behavior show the person right next to you that you care about them, right? It could be something small, right? It could be a pat on the back. It could be a good morning. It could be anything, right? But how can I show you that I care about you without saying I care about you? Because to me, see, we're talking about love languages. To me, words mean nothing, right? Like, yes, they do have meaning and value to them, but actions speak so much louder than words for me. But there are some people that like words, like affirmation. Oh,
absolutely. And I think, and I use the term, what makes them tick.
Yeah.
And words are great. But words with the hand gestures and the facial features, they all work together, because I can say something with no facial features whatsoever,
comes out flat.
Yeah,
and what was he thinking?
Exactly. And so you can't say good morning without a smile.
Yeah, right.
Because is it really a good morning?
Yeah.
I mean,
morning.
really?
You're like, whoa, like
good morning.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people in the restaurant industry, like we're more empathetic and compassionate, which is what draws a lot of us to this industry. And we pick up on those micro cues.
Yeah.
Like if I ask somebody, how was everything, like, did the food come out okay? Or like, did you like this? And if they say it's fine, I know it's my cue to ask more questions.
Yeah.
So I can figure it out. I was like, what did you like the way the fries came out? Do you like our seasoning? We make it in-house or whatever it is. You just start talking.
Right.
And then I like to ask for feedback, but I find that people don't want to give feedback unless you give yourself feedback first. Like, if this was me, I would do this, right? And they're like, well, since you brought it up, like maybe, less tomatoes next time. I'm not a big fan of tomatoes, but taste is subjective, right?
Yeah.
So you're trying to, like, when you put a menu item together, you're trying to get as many people as possible, but also still targeting a certain person per se. I guess I'm not using the right words, but you're trying to get as many people as possible, but it's really for this type of person.
Right.
So sometimes it's not for you. We have a peanut butter and jelly burger, super good because I love peanut butter and jelly bacon. I had someone order it once and they just absolutely hated it. I was like, is the meat bad? Like, did we not season it? Like, whatever. It's like, well, I don't like peanut butter. And you're like, so you ordered. And I was like, so you have to start making jokes. You're like, well, let me get you a different one. Like, there's no way you were going to like this. Yeah. Right. Like, there's no, like, I don't care how many people told you it was good. If you don't like peanut butter, you're definitely not going to like a peanut butter.
Why did you order peanut butter if you don't like peanut butter?
But it happens a lot more often than you would think. Someone would order something like, well, I don't like that. And you're like, well, do you normally like this from other places? And they're like, no. And you're like, so why,
did you think our peanut butter was different than anybody else's peanut butter? We had magical peanut butter.
If you don't like shrimp, don't order the shrimp po' boy. All right, let's be honest. But I love that. But I love the fact of getting to talk to people and like getting behind like how they think of things.
Right.
It's what makes you tick. Right. I love that because once I can figure out how you tick, I can get you to come back in.
Sure.
And that's the name of the game. We market, we do advertising, right? We're getting those first timers to come in, ranking number 1 on Google, whatever it is that gets people in, right?
Sure.
To me, the most important thing that we do is the retention part. Like the 80% of the people that pay your bills, they're the ones that coming back week after week.
Yeah.
And teaching that to my team is hard. My service team in the front, for instance, they assume everyone's new. Like it's like the first time coming in. Like when you start getting regulars, you start to understand that, oh, this is how I make my money, right? Like they come in, they know me, they tip $20 on like a $10 ticket, like this is how you start to make money. But most people imagine them just like as one-timers. And then because the attitude, like, so what, right? Like I gave bad service to this one table, so what? And like, you don't understand, that's a ripple effect. Now they don't come back next week and they don't tip your friend.
That's right.
Now they're telling their friends to not come in. And then now we lost like 10 people instead of one person, They don't think, we talked future stuff. They don't think far enough in advance. And they just think of it right now. So what? It's just one incident. And you're like, but this incident's going to cause a lot of problems on the road.
In hospitality, your customers, repeat customers, learn their name.
Yeah.
People go into a restaurant and they're bringing somebody to that restaurant and they call you by name. Well, their experience is all the way up here.
Right,
this is no longer just a restaurant. It's their restaurant. And this is their place. And that's the one thing that we try to teach the students, that you have to make it special for. It's a dining experience. It's not just, they're not coming to eat food. Somebody's just coming there just to fill up because they're hungry. But most people are buying that experience and they want everything to go along with it. And it's, I never wore a chef coat in the restaurant, in the kitchen. I wore a baseball cap at the time, but I had a red t-shirt on. So no matter where I was in that kitchen, all I had to look for a red t-shirt because I was moving constantly.
Yeah.
And then when I would go out, I would put my white jacket on and I would go out and I would, speak to tables. And, people loved it when the chef went out and spoke to them.
You get to tell the story of why this special exists today.
Exactly. Well, and we had a customer and her name was Sandra Ezel. And she loved fish that had a lot of breading on it because she loved the breading on it.
Like the crunch?
Yeah. And so we would take this fish and we batter it like 8 times. I mean, it was that thick, and
probably took forever
and we would
to cook
fry it.
Yeah.
It took forever to cook, but she absolutely loved it. So, and I got to know her and her husband, Bobby, and I put it on the menu as the Sandra.
Yeah.
And so when it came out, the first time she ordered it, and when they got their bill, it had the Sandra on it. And said, oh boy, I'd talk about Maker Special at that point. And somebody would see it and they go, what is that? She says, oh, that's the Sandra. I don't know what it is, but I want it.
Yeah.
So it had the fajita, the fajita effect. I don't know what it is, but I want it. And so you make them feel special, and they come back with people, and then so you have to keep doing it. So they come back with new people, and you make them feel special. And next thing you know, you have repeat customers that are coming back and enjoying it.
Yeah,
that's hospitality, and it's not just in restaurants, and it's in everything. It's in absolutely everything.
You're for sure in the right business. I just watch you light up when you tell that story. That is the things that make me happy.
There's a hardware store that I go to, and the only reason I go in there is because when I walk in, there's someone there who says, "What can I help you find?"
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm looking for this," and they'll take me right to it.
And they walk you through.
Yeah, and so it's all about customer service, every bit of it.
I choose to go to a smaller hardware store than a big box store.
Right. Yes.
I like when people talk to me.
I like local.
Yeah.
I like supporting local, and I love local business, small businesses, and just whatever I can do to support them, and it's very important because it's the community. It is the community. So
we were talking about a buddy of mine and I. How do you think that restaurants are going to go by the wayside? Because there's so many people who are, they're on their phones. They don't leave the house anymore. They can DoorDash everything. They can literally DoorDash anything. If I need a case of water, I can DoorDash a case of water. Right. So many people aren't leaving the house, and it's cool because you can, but for how long? You're going to miss that connection. There's something about a restaurant where that's where you meet. I'm not going to meet friends at a library.
No.
We're meet me at the gas station. No, we're not doing that. Meet me at a bar, meet me at a restaurant. So food and drink to me is always going to be very important. But I wonder, because you've seen so many shifts. I'm sure you've seen it in the last however long.
We have it, and we see restaurants that open up and then restaurants that close, and you always hate to see a business.
It hurts my soul, dude.
You know the time and effort that's put into it, and then you wonder why. Why did it close? And but will restaurants ever just go to the wayside? No. We're as humans, we're social creatures. We have to be a part of the crowd.
Yeah, COVID proved that.
Exactly. And whether it's at a bar watching a game or at a restaurant enjoying a meal, will you still have people that stay home and DoorDash it or Grubhub it or whatever? Yeah, you'll always have those people that will do that, but the restaurant still has to be there to prepare the food.
Yeah, that's right.
The structure of the restaurant may change from a sit down and have your order taken to counter service and eat it. That may change, but I figure I could have gone two different ways. I could have been go into the restaurant industry or go into the, mortician business, because everybody has to eat and everybody has to die. So, but just one's a little bit, more fun. So,
that's why I started the restaurant. Cause I was people have to eat.
They have to eat. Always.
Until food costs and prices get so high.
And even then they still have to eat.
They still have to eat. They might not be eating with me right now, but they still have to eat.
Well, and that's what I like about doing the purchasing for all three of the companies is I get to sit down and I get to touch. Well, I went to Houston to that food show, and I was shaking hands with everybody and all these vendors and stuff, because I'm going after the best price that I can get, so that we can give the customer the best price available on what they're ordering and still be profitable, so that we can put it back into the business and grow.
I have to explain that to people all the time, because they assume profit goes in my pocket.
Yeah.
Profit goes for new equipment. Profit goes for repairs. Profit goes for
pay raises, all of that.
If you want something new, that's where it comes from.
Yeah.
So if you're not profiting, then how are we going to be doing all of these things? And because like I said, it doesn't go in my pocket.
Yeah,
and I'd rather use it to grow the business.
The one thing that I tell in this cost control class is, when you're figuring out, pay for everybody, don't forget about yourself. You have to pay yourself. And somebody actually said that. Well, don't you get the profit? No, you don't get the profit. I mean, yeah, you can take the profit, but if you take all the profit, the business can't grow. So make sure you pay yourself and pay yourself accordingly.
Yeah.
And put the profit back into the business, make it grow. Because people who, when the business is growing, your people are satisfied. They hang around because in this day and age right now, and you know that you're looking for that one person that is going to fit the bill, that's going to be able to work for you. I had somebody call me up and they said, look, I'm looking for the person that's going to show up on time, put in, a full day's work, and then show back up the next day. I said, well, that's great. The problem is we all have jobs now. They're all working. So good luck on that. Everybody's looking for that person. And you have to pay them right because if you're not going to pay them right, somebody is, and they're going to go work for them. So it's I say it's an employee's market nowadays. Sometimes at one time it was an employer's market, but it's an employee's market now. And it's very competitive out there. And with pay, with everything.
Everything, yeah. There was a period that I know employers held all the power and they treated employees like crap. And then probably COVID around that time, employees got all the power and they abused it. Yeah. And then now I feel like we're about to get to a happy medium again, like balance.
Exactly. You're looking for that right person. They're looking for that right place to work.
I've never changed the way I've operated. I would say I'm an awesome person to work for, right? And I'm going to pay you within our budget. Like there's not like, if I was like, walk-ons on Burbank doing game days and stuff, I could probably afford a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
But so it always has to be within constraints.
Sure.
And I think about that a lot because am I doing enough for my people? Like development is one thing because I feel like I call it stepping stones because no one's going to be with me forever. I mean, I've had people 7-8 years now. So that's not forever in the long grand scheme of things, right? But most people are like 2 years, 3 years max before they graduate, so it's a stepping stone. So I try to use this job to teach them how to do what they really want to do in life.
Absolutely.
Like I want to be in sales and you should probably learn to smile then, like you'll hear like a lot of hosts when they first start, like, I want to be in marketing. I want to do this. And you're like, well, you can start by like greeting these people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. How can you market yourself right now? And so you're right. It's the restaurant industry, especially in Baton Rouge. I mean, we're a college town. Hammond's a college town because so people are they're passing through. But there's so much that you can learn in the hospitality industry that you're going to use everywhere in life. Yeah, everywhere in life.
I think everyone should work in a restaurant only because I did it too, but everyone needs to work in a restaurant because it teaches you stress management. Yep. It teaches you social skills,
problem
soft
solving
skills, like how can you be connecting?
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Exactly.
I mean, if you want to, it doesn't matter what you're selling. If you can't connect with the person that you're trying to sell it to, you're not going to get it.
No, not at all.
A buddy of mine yesterday was telling me, like there's 3 questions that he always asks, like, do they get me? Like, are we connecting, right? Can they help me? And then how much does it cost? It's like, I don't always think of things in those terms, but it made me think about it because normally I look for connection first. Do I connect with you? And then how can you help me? And that's usually how relationships are built.
Right.
Because that's pretty selfish when it comes down to it. Like, what can I get out of this?
Sure.
We always think about what we can give, but we always want in return.
Yeah. We see the stick, but we want to know what the carrot is here. So, the hospital, I absolutely love this industry. I really do.
Oh yeah. It's different every day.
I love learning new things and, I love seeing, chefs that are plating different styles and all.
Yes.
That excites me and stuff like that.
Doing things differently. I mean, it's all kind of the same.
Yeah.
Like you've seen it before, but like you haven't seen it in a while. So it's new to you
exactly.
again, right?
So it's coming back around. And, I had an uncle, he had a dairy farm and, they milked Holstein cows, and I was at that food show, and they said, "Try this, steak. It's a Holstein." I went, "Oh, that's a milk cow, man. You don't eat milk cows." But I tried it, and it's like, holy moly!
What made it different, by the way? I wasn't asked that earlier.
It was so tender. If I closed my eyes and I ate, it was dry aged, 14 age dry aged, but it melted in your mouth. It was like I was eating Wagyu. That's how tender it was. And right next to it was another beef company, and they were doing Angus. And don't get me wrong, I like Angus. And I took a bite of it, and it had a nice chew to it. But the one, this Holstein was so much softer. And it's like, okay, I like Angus. I really love all of this beef, but this Holstein, this is my new favorite beef right here.
What's the cost on that?
I was looking it up, and it was like to get the ribeyes, it was like $36 a pound. And it's like, okay, I can't sell that in the restaurant. There's no way I can sell that in not at BRQ.
No.
For special events, I can absolutely get them in. But I am convinced that if I could get somebody to try that steak, they'll buy it. And because that's how good it was.
Well, the next time I see anyone selling that, I'm probably going to pick some up.
Look,
I'm going to have to.
Yeah, you have to. I'm telling you, it's I wouldn't go so far as to say it was life-changing, but it was pretty darn close.
I mean, it changed your expectation about it, right?
Right. And my wife said, well, I knew you liked it because you sat there and you ate every sample you had on there.
You just pretending to talk and ask questions as you're picking it. Yeah. I love me some food shows. Benny Keith does a really good job at food shows.
Right.
Very, very good. They go all out for those.
So it was enjoyable. So I love learning new things in this industry. And like I told you earlier, I want the students to play Stump the Chump because I want to know what I don't know. I have students that walk around and go, "Oh my God, Chef Dave, he's like a walking encyclopedia. He knows everything." I said, "I don't know everything."
Yeah.
And I said, "But
I know these things.
I do love to learn. So if you don't know it and I don't know it, by the end of the day, we're both going to know it."
Yep.
So that's the whole thing about it.
I have a saying, you can use the excuse, "I don't know" to me one time, because if you say it to me one time, I'm going to make sure you know it now.
Yeah.
So every time after that, you chose not to do it.
Exactly.
Because you can use it once, because I get it. You might not know it. But when you say that, we're going to know it together after this.
I'm not sure, but hold on. Give me just a second. And nowadays, you whip out the phone.
I was about to say, it's that instant. We don't know something, because it usually, I wonder why it's this color, it's just so easy to pull your phone out now.
Exactly.
Sometimes I'm just talking to my phone or my watch.
And it's, I feel like Dick Tracy, but then I age myself and go, who?
At least you're not taking your shoe off making phone calls.
Yeah, I know. I was like, go ask your mother and father. But AI is great, but you got to watch AI because AI is wrong sometimes.
It's always wrong. Yeah. It's just a collection of information it already knows.
I told him the other day at work, we have a meeting every morning, all the instructors, and I said, look, I'm embarrassed to say that I got into an argument with AI over a fraction problem. And it's like, this is not right. How can it be this? And you know what the answer was? Oh, that was good of you to catch that. I was wrong. Really? I know you were wrong.
Yeah. I argue with mine, and I could probably be nicer to it, but I can say something that's like, dude, that's so stupid. Like, why would you say that? And like, JP, you're absolutely correct. And you're like, yeah, like, well, just get it right the first time. But it's such a great tool to use. But if you rely on it for the actual answer every single time,
do your due diligence and you check up on it to make sure that is correct.
If you think it might be off, you're probably correct.
Yeah, it's off.
But if you're like, oh, well, chat told me, like, whoa.
Okay.
I get it. So, well, Mr. David, I think we got to wrap. I think we've been doing this for a while. Hour and a half.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Fast, man. Time flies. Yeah.
Well, I had such a great time talking to you today.
It was very enjoyable.
I didn't even get to really ask like food cost questions or anything, because like that's probably the biggest thing that most people are dealing with right now.
Oh, yeah. Especially with the price of everything. And beef is not going to come down.
No, not at least until 2027, it says.
Yeah, not anytime soon.
It was 2026, it said.
Right.
Now it's like, nope, 2027. Yeah. And like, I'm in the beef business.
Exactly. Well, we are too, because
that's right. Yeah.
We
brisket,
bought last year alone. We bought 12 tons of brisket just for the restaurant. So
one last question before you go. Do you find that the increase in cost, I mean, obviously you have to pass that along. Do you find that customers are understanding of it now? Or do you find that they're still like, what the hell?
No, most customers are understanding because they're seeing it. They're seeing it at the grocery store. They're seeing it. They're seeing it in everything that they order. You know, prices are up on certain things, beef and they understand that eggs at that one time was high because they were so high at the grocery store, so for the most part they are understanding. But that understanding can only go so far, and that is the one thing that hurts the hospitality industry is while people have to eat, they don't have to go out to eat. So then it becomes a special event instead of an everyday event.
And that's where the experience comes in.
Exactly.
I always say I want to serve a $12 hamburger, but I want to give you Ruth's Chris service.
Yeah, exactly.
Just because I want that doesn't mean it always happens.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
But we're slowly getting there from bringing in the right people who care.
Exactly.
I have a term that I've been using. It's called protecting the team. And it's not about bringing people in because that's easy. It's getting rid of the ones who don't fit the culture, and who don't want to fit the culture. I noticed this I say not too long ago, but it's probably a long time ago. When you talk about how important it is to open the door for people, for instance, right? And then you leave, and then you hear someone like not necessarily talking behind your back, but it kind of gets back to you, like that's stupid. Why do we have to do that? Like you're not a good fit for what we're trying to do.
You just completely missed the point here.
Like it's not like. If you don't want to do that and it doesn't make you happy, this is probably not the best place for you.
Right. If you don't like people, then don't be in the people business.
So many servers, because the hours are great, the money is great. Like they're leaving with like $100, $200 a shift, right? Yeah. So they love that part. But then I can't tell you how many times I've heard a server say, "I'm just not a people person," and you're like, "But you want to be a server, like serving people?"
Yeah, we're not in the food business. We're in the people business. That's what we're in. We're the people business. And
if you're not a people person, this is not the right fit for you. I'm sure there's an office job somewhere
where you have a cubicle that you're looking at a computer, and I mean, no, nothing against people who like that, but for me, I can't do that.
I've done that. I'll go stir crazy. Yeah, like I can be good at it, and then once you master that skill, you're just like, what am I doing now?
Right.
Like
I'm sitting in my computer at work, and I'm just waiting for somebody please holler squirrel so I can.
Yeah, right. Oh, well, we're gonna have to do this again because I definitely need a part 2 on this one because there's so many things I need to ask you. But I don't want to take up any more of your time. So.
All right. Well, I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Well, thank you, Mr. David, for coming in. This is going to be awesome.
I look forward to coming and getting my next hamburger.
Oh, good. Well, let me know.
It's not going to be the peanut butter and jelly, though.
No, because you hate peanut butter, probably.
Well, no, I like peanut butter. I like peanut butter. If you did a peanut butter and pickle burger, I would order that.
Peanut butter and pickle burger.
I love peanut butter and dill pickle.
I'll call that the Tyner.
Yeah, okay. I'll come and get it.
There you go.
All right.
All right.